Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and today I bring you guys my Slack King EX deck profile for y'all today, 2025 Pose Destined Rivals. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys, for the last 2 weeks, I have not been posting any Pokemon or One Piece material, and the reason for that is that the brand new sets are out, and I personally just don't have the money to buy any new cards. It's really hard to make videos on the new stuff when you really don't have the money in order to get the new stuff. So I've been focusing on my Yu-Gi-Oh! And the new reveals on that. However, I've been able to manage to finish this deck, so I figure I might as well make a deck profile on it, and hopefully I can get some more One Piece videos to you as well. But for now, this is what I got. So let's get straight into this. So Slacking EX is a really cool vanilla archetype based around these lovely Slacking, who has the ability, which kind of sucks, that if your opponent does not control an EX Pokemon in their active spot, this Pokemon cannot attack. However, if he can attack for 2 colorless energy, he does 280, but you have to lose the energy afterwards. He's a very powerful Pokemon, and basically with the brand new Team Rocket's Field Spell, you can turn off his ability, meaning for just 2 colorless energy, this is a stage 2 that can just do 280 for free every turn, especially when you pair it with Blaziken EX. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you all the build and why this deck is so much fun. So first thing first, we're playing 3 copies of Slacking EX. He is your boy, he is your boss monster. He is what you want to get underneath your field spell in order to punch your opponent in the face really hard. 280 is just a really perfect number for a lot of Pokemon. You get to knock out like the new Mewtwo, and you just do a lot of real big damage. We're also, of course, playing 2 copies of Vigoroth. This is the stage 1 of the Pokemon that you use for TM Evolution. And of course, we're playing 3 copies of the lovely Slackoff. This is the stage 1 basic for 2 energy. It has the Yawn attack, which basically makes the active Pokemon asleep, which is a little pricey, but he does make the Pokemon asleep, which is really good. Next, we're playing 1 copy of Blaziken EX and 1 copy of the brand new Blaziken. This is my ratio I wanted to try out. I want to try out the brand new Blaziken that we got in Destined Rivals. Basically, he has the ability of Inferno Kick Fury for 2 fire and a colorless energy. He basically can discard 2 energy from this card, and his attack does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is actually pretty powerful. 120 to 2 Pokemon is pretty good, especially with Blaziken EX can charge him up. I've seen most builds just play 2 Blaziken EX, but I wanted to try out the Blaziken, so I'm playing a 1-1 ratio. We're also playing the 1 Combustion, and of course 2 copies of the new Torchic that came out in a new set. The Collect ability is just really good. And as for this Combustion, it's also coming out in a new set. It is not really that much better. However, it is have 100 HP compared to 90 of the other one, which makes it significantly better. Next, we're playing, of course, 2 copies of Fan Rotom. You get these out in the early game. Its ability to just attack if there's a stage on field feels really good. This is a very stage-heavy archetype. Not to mention, it can just allow you to search 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 or less HP, which is just really strong. And overall, just a great card in general. We're also, of course, playing our 1 copy of Farfetch. Even though this deck wants to turn off your Pokemon's vanillas, this is fine because you do this in the very beginning of the game as a combo. Basically, this card can place any tool card onto itself, allowing you to basically get free TM Evolution onto the field, which is just really good. Now, you have to play this card from hand, so do keep that in mind. But it's just overall just a great one-up for the deck. Now, of course, 280 is not the perfect number to hit every Pokemon, so that is why we're playing 2 copies of Monkey Dory. Because Slacking is any colorless energy, we can play Monkey Dory in order to move damage off our Slacking or any of our Pokemon onto our opponent so that we can do better damage. He moves dirty damage off an opponent's Pokemon onto your opponent's Pokemon, so that 280, if you just have one of these on field and he can move damage, is now doing 310. And if you have 2 of these on field, you're now doing 340, which could kill anything in the game. We're also, for our final Pokemon, playing the 1 copy of Pheasantipede, because Pheasantipede is just one of the best basic Pokemon we could play. The fact that when our Pokemon die, we get to draw 3, draw 3, is just absolutely incredible and one of the best cards in the deck. So that is it for our Pokemon. I'm really happy with the results so far. I've been having a lot of fun playtesting online, and it's just been really fun deck. If you want to play Slacking, I do recommend this build. There's, of course, 100 ways to build Slacking, but but I'm going with the field spell route. So let's actually go into the stages. So first things first, for a spec, we're playing Grand Tree. This is one of the best easy ways to evolve a stage 2 onto the field. You do have to be careful with your opponent also having the ability to evolve, but it's honestly fine because for our slacking in order to attack, there has to be a EX Pokemon on field, requiring our opponent to have basically a stage 2 most of the time. We're also playing one copy of Town Store because Town Store can search yourselves any item card, which just feels really, really good. We're also playing 2 copies of Artisan in order to play a basic onto our bench, most likely a Monkey Dory. And then finally, for stages, we're playing 2 copies of Team Rocket's Watchtower. This card says color, what's called normal Pokemon basically have no ability, so it turns off your Born to Slack ability, allowing you to swing anything you want at your opponent, which feels really good. Next, for our supporters, we're playing 3 copies of Arven. Arven is just a great card. It allows you to search a tool and an item card from your deck. We're also playing 3 copies of Colorless Tenacity. Allows you to add in energy and, of course, a stage from deck to hand. We're also playing 3 copies of Iona. Shuffle your hand and your opponent's hand, and then you draw equal to the amount of prizes you and your opponent has. So if you have 4 prizes, your opponent has 3. They draw 3, you draw 4. Feels absolutely insane and ridiculous. And finally, playing 3 copies of Professor's Research. I'm using each of the different alt arts. It just feels nice. And it just says discard your hand, draw 7, which is perfectly fine for this deck. So that is it for our supporters. When it comes to our lovely professors and stuff, let's now actually go over our trainer cards. So we're playing 4 copies of Rare Candy. We're playing a lot of stage 2s. This is probably one of the best ways to get to a stage 2 Pokemon. We're also, of course, playing 4 copies of Buddy Puffin. And we're also playing 2 copies of Nest Ball and the 1 Ultra Ball, which feels really, really good for the deck. We're also playing, of course, 1 copy of Vessel, just because we want to get to our energies, and it's a great card to target off our Arven. We're also, of course, for our tools, playing the Run Rescue board, and 2 copies of TM Evolution. And finally, for our energy, we're playing 2 copies of Jet Energy for our lovely duck. Basically, you can place your lovely duck onto the bench. He'll then place TM Evolution on top of him. And then if you have Colorless Tenacity, you can search yourself a Jet Energy, place the Jet Energy onto the duck. Duck will place himself into your active spot. And then you can just easily TM Evolution, which feels really, really good. We're also, of course, playing 3 copies of Dark Energy and 3 copies of Fire Energy for a Blaziken EX. The Dark Energy is, of course, for the Monkey Dory. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid. I'll see you all next one, and have a wonderful day.